first one is, what is the hardest thing that you found being about learning to walk with a prosthetic?
Pain.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely pain.
Yes.
I never anticipated it would hurt that much because the nerves were just on fire all the time. And then even afterwards in the evening, they would shoot off all through the night. It didn't matter what I took, it just didn't work.
Yeah.
So that probably surprised me the most.
Yes. So that was probably the hardest and the most surprising thing you felt with the journey?
Definitely, definitely difficult.
Yeah. We've sort of touched on this before, but what would you say to strangers that are curious?
About the journey, more for, what I found the hardest?
I guess strangers that are curious at a coffee shop and then strangers that are curious about your journey. What would you say to them about asking or not asking? Or
Right. I would I probably get different stares. Funny enough, I notice more people stare, or maybe I'm more conscious of it when I don't have the leg on. When I have the leg on, I know some people just don't notice it, or they look at it with a sense of curiosity because it's mechanical, it's quite bizarre.
Yes.
So those that are more in tune with that would probably say, wow, that's some leg you got there or whatever. But I mean, a flesh leg is going to be better than a bionic leg.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. It is an amazing piece of equipment, of machine when you look at it. Yeah. But I guess learning to, as a bystander, learning to understand when's the right place. And to be honest, there's probably never a right place unless invited to, or find resources. Resources.
Absolute strangers. I don't know absolutely anybody.
Yeah.
Really shouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
You just treat me as normal.
Yeah.
It's just something that's happened to me.
Yeah.
It can happen to anyone.
Yes. Yeah. What was it like going through this journey in COVID?
Oh, very hard listening to people who were saying how they were tired of being in COVID because they hadn't gone to Bali or Hawaii or something.
Yes.
And there's a whole bunch of people who were fighting cancer during that time and going through what I was going through, which wasn't pleasant. I think wearing masks, worried about not having the vaccine, on top of, your treatments, having infections, all of that sort of thing.
Yes.
So I was lucky that I was still able to access services, and that might be because we're in Sydney. Yeah. And I have heard those that were trying to access services, many of them in the country, definitely found it more difficult than what I did. So I was lucky, I think, in that sense.
Yeah. Can you tell us about your driving journey?
Oh, yeah.
Your driving leg?
Yeah, I had to relearn driving with a left foot pedal. So they took away my license temporarily until I had to regain it again. But it was pretty quick.
Yep.
You go through a particular, a special service for people who need to do this, when you acquire a disability. And I passed with flying colours using his car, my driving instructor's car. And then I just had my licence reinstated. Then I had to go through the NDIS to get a left foot pedal. Yes. And the rest is history. And then we changed cars because I couldn't get into a small car anymore. I could only get into an SUV. Certain heights for me to get in and out of. Yeah. Or it's been a few things that I've had to change.
Yeah, yeah. Can you tell us about everyday tasks, cooking, cleaning, the implications of this on that?
When it comes to cleaning the house, I don't do it. There's no way that exactly. I don't do it. I can't do it. Anywhere near the ability at the moment. There's no way, and there's no way I could vacuum the stairs with this. So much better an able person doing that for me. When it comes to cooking and everything, I can cook all on one leg, which is hilarious to see. But and I also do wear the prosthetic, which it's actually harder to manoeuvre in small steps, very small steps, like moving from the sink to the stove to the fridge, because you're kind of like the hydraulics and you're pivoting It's a little bit harder to master, but then it's going to take time. Those things will take time. You know, now I'm starting to carry plates and things like that in sometimes both hands without a stick, and I'm transitioning. So I may lose a few plates. It happens.
You're Italian, you're a cook. What's your go-to meal? What are you cooking?
Oh, I'm pasta. I think I'm made of pasta. I don't think there's a week that goes past that, I don't cook pasta at some stage.
Yes.
And you don't get fat on pasta. So like a lot of people think. It's actually a great protein.
Yes.
So it is. I love it.
Good. You sort of touched on some of the small everyday things that are surprising with rehab, which is obviously use a stick at times to ambulate. So about running to the coffee shop and grabbing a coffee. Talk me through the transition of that, like having to plan to have backpacks or leaving 10 extra minutes of time because you need to take longer to get out of the car.
Getting out of the house.
That sort of,
I do try and leave earlier. I have to, transition going downstairs. Then I have to go and put the leg on itself, which I'm getting faster at it. Then I've got to break it in. I've got to walk up and down a few times because it's painful, depending if I've worn it a lot the day before and the day before that. So little things like parking on hills, getting in and out of a ar on a hill with a leg is not a good thing. I've worked out that I'm not going to do that anymore. So I nearly rolled down the hill. Some funny things. Things like parking and being a passenger where there's a grate, that drains. I've had the foot stuck down the drain one night. That was funny. There's a few things I've got to take care of, and every single thing I do, can't be spontaneous. I just can't be spontaneous at all. I get up and do anything. Every single step I take, it's with precision, and I'm going to think of this or that, before I do it. It's getting quicker and quicker the more we go along, but you've got to be safe. And that safety is important with this sort of amputation.
Spot on.
I mean, we had an incident where at that time I was with you across the road and the strap gave way on one of my sockets and it nearly fell off in front of everyone.
The leg got left behind.
At the lights.
Or just then when we were walking here, there is...
the gust of wind.
Very, very strong wind.
I'm not very good with gusts of wind. A gust of wind, a very strong wind, even on my crutches, you have to hold on to me. And even with the prosthetic leg, I still haven't mastered. I'm just not heavy enough, I think. I'm a bit of I'm a bit of a lightweight.
You need more pasta.
I need more pasta, more muscles.
Last question. How has your fitness changed from before to after, the different demands?
I would actually say I'm fitter now. I need fitness to do things like sitting up in bed, as you know, I'm always wanting to do sit-ups and things like that, is because, things that I took for granted before I can't take for granted anymore. So I'd have to say I'm fitter now because I'm able to hold my own body weight with my arms.
She can do chin-ups, so she's pretty strong.
Which I couldn't do before.
Yes. Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So I think that thing I had to